Welcome to the Eaton Family Archives. We open with a trip to Ocean World in Florida while visiting Uncle Ray near Davie, Florida. Touching the dolphin was a high point. Feeling the smooth skin, cool, of an animal that we hardly ever see in the real world. The seal's balancing ability is just unreal. It looks as though the seal is actually having fun. Here's Uncle Ray trying the log bridge for the first time. It's a couple of three logs put across the little beaver dam creek and some smaller branches laid on top. Here's just testing. I used to like to shoot off rockets when we went to Uncle Ray's, Estes rockets. Some of them wouldn't come back. Uncle Ray has a couple of really neat pictures. One with a rocket just starting to take off. I didn't get to shoot many rockets off except for Uncle Ray's. Remember one day we shot off a rocket with a big engine, a little rocket, didn't weigh much, went up in the sky. I put a big parachute on it, and Dad and I followed it down the street in the car, and it just kept going and going and going, never came down. Catching the rockets as they were coming down on a parachute was always fun. They didn't really go that high, maybe a few hundred, maybe at most 1,000 feet. But, this rocket here is called the Scrambler. It had an egg in the payload and didn't quite make it. There's Mom and maybe Helen or somebody bringing back the rocket with scrambled egg on it. Had a little payload that put an egg in. It was too heavy, so it didn't go too far. Had 3 engines, but they're all very small engines. This is the Big Bertha rocket that I had gotten from Cousin Eddie. One of the larger rockets, and it was pretty successful. Running through the field to try and catch these things was always a blast. Success. And here's a picture of the bridge completed. You notice Uncle Ray with a neat little hat and a feather, and Dave, or me, holding a trolley as we went across the bridge in his golf cart. Notice all the tools in the back. Get stuck. Dad said just back up and try it a little faster. Worked pretty good. And here's Mom's taking some pictures on the side there. We're lucky we have pictures of some of our childhood, growing up years. Uncle Ray's was a magical place on the Berkshires, on the Sheffield and Egremont line. That was his driveway. An opening picture at the Seashore Trolley Museum in Kennebunkport, Maine. One of the most popular cars, the 1391 open car. We were probably up there on Members Day with possibly Uncle Ray, but generally it's just Mom, Dad, and me. I think Nancy was gone, and Barbara and Margaret were off at that point. The trolleys came from all over. This one came from Rose Wharf in Boston. They had a special flatbed truck trailer that had rails on it. They'd pick the cars up, put it on a special truck, and drive it up to Kennebunkport, Maine. I often got to sit in the front with the conductor or the driver. Every once in a while I had a chore to do, and once in a while, very rare occurrence, I got to drive. It's amazing that in old days, people actually used these for real public transportation. Here I have the job of taking the pole from the trolley and connecting it back up to electricity, because we're going to be going the other way. So I probably put this pole up and took the pole at the other end down. This is a picture of driving out on the right-of-way that Seashore Trolley Museum had. I think they had a mile at that point. This is probably Dad meeting the train that I was on. And I think that's Danny Cohen is the conductor. Very influential and popular guy down there at that time. I liked him. Did a lot of restoration and repair work. He actually slept in one of the cabooses called the Bunkhouse, maybe? End of the line at the right of way, with some more planned in the future. You can see the poles going out further. Now we switch back to Uncle Ray's. It's one of the first motorcycles or motorbikes I ever rode. I don't know whose it was. It was Uncle Ray's. Maybe it was Billy Farnham's. You have to ride it just a little bit, not too much, but it's fun. Enough to know I liked riding motorcycles. Down to the waterfront beach, around by the trailer, back up the other side of Uncle Ray's kind of figure eight path to and from the house. Little quick smile there. It looks like I had braces on. Here comes Nancy, giving it a ride. Looks like she's having a blast too. Oh yeah. There's Mom. Oh, look at the bike. I don't know whose bike that is. It certainly wasn't mine. I think sometimes Mom didn't like getting her picture taken. Here comes Uncle Ray and Trolley in the golf cart again. I think the golf cart came from France and the wheels were hard to get, tires, so we had to be pretty careful. You know, pop a tire and put it out of service. He was pretty insistent upon being gentle with the machine, which we were not always inclined to. Looks like Mom doing a little bit of knitting with a hat.
Pond 5.
It's winter at Greenwood Road, looking down the street towards Brown School. There's Reuben's house. That's Jane Benton's house. Notice in some of these other videos how that tree there has grown from a 4-inch tree up into about a 12-inch tree. And here comes the Tomaski's house. Of course, I'm giving you the names of the people who lived there during my life. And this used to be Mrs. LeConte's life, but I believe it was Polikoff at that time. Remember, Mrs. LeConte used to give me cookies. And it looks like me doing a little shoveling. I remember snow being up to your knees or even higher quite frequently. Looks like the backyard with the wood loop there for fires off towards the Sanborn's house. No more swing set, but there's the tree fort. Swing around from the backyard again towards Mr. Peck's house. There's Mr. Peck's porch and a big old pine tree. This was the blizzard of maybe 76 or 78. I think it was 78. You guys had to come down the road with this big bucket loader in order to just open up the road. I think it happened a day or so after the blizzard. Nor'easter, one of the record blizzards. The snow was so deep that this guy couldn't just plow it. He had to kind of pick it up and push it to the side, move it out of the way before he could get further down the street. Gives a good running start there and can go about 20-30 feet. I remember that blizzard. That was one heck of a storm. Cars were stuck on Route 128 and stranded, and people went back a couple days later and got their cars. changed to the middle of the summer out in Boston Harbor, fishing off of the Lures cabin cruiser 32-footer named Tringa 2, Dad's good old boat, and that Watertown Yacht Club for several years. We did catch blues in the harbor. Mystic River Bridge. And now we're off to graduation. This is Dave's graduation. He's just middle frame right now. My graduation. Natick High School, class of 1979. I remember it being a bit windy. Hi Mom, hi Dad, I graduated. Woo! I'm sure that was a proud day for Mom and Dad, seeing the last of their 4 children actually graduating. This was a Spanish teacher. Very nice lady. Kind of noticed that I got a kiss, but a lot of other people didn't. I don't remember why. Oh, back to Uncle Ray's. Looks like Toby and Pat swimming. And here goes Dave, or me, getting into the water. He was a pretty good swimmer at that point. So wasn't Toby.
Pond 5.
I loved that dog. He was great.
Pond 5.
This must have been one of the only times we brought the 7.5 horsepower Sears engine or motor out to Uncle Ray's and strapped it onto the rowboat. And here's Mom and Dave, me,
Pond 5.
taking a ride. Mom's holding on for dear life, as she usually did on the boats. I think it was a Game Fisher engine from Sears.
Pond 5. Pond 5. Pond 5.
And here we're back in winter again, looking at the Tomaski's house and then our house, Greenwood Road, number 13.
Pond 5. Pond 5. Pond 5.
like Dave was shoveling again. And here's a picture of me, Dave, on the Charles River and Watertown, cutting across from the river, and there's some shallow area there. I had a 10-foot dinghy that Dad had bought and a 7.5 horse outboard on it with only one person there, or me. It could get up on plane and go pretty good. Had a lot of fun with that little dinghy. This is Aunt Joe taking a ride. Looks like Aunt Joe is having a ball. One thing that you might notice is absent is we're not wearing life preservers, but we do have them. Safety on the water was something that we always tried to make sure we understood and practiced, including an oar in the boat or a set of oars. Here's Mom. Looks like Little Jim. Or Little Jimmy with a friend. I have to chuckle how little Jimmy's, Jim Walsh's friend gets down off of the curb. Must be a long way. Here's Aunt Joe again. Don't know his name. It might be Corrinne. If that's Little Jim Walsh, then that must be Corrinne. And there's Maggie waving, Byra picking up. Can't really tell. It's got to be Jan, or we'll find out. Here's Mom. I guess this has got to be Little Corrinne. And Dad with Jim. So that must be Corrinne. Proud Grandma and Grandpa. So Little Jim gives Corrinne a ride with Grandma, but not for too long. Barbara and Mom and Corrinne as Jim walks away. Looks like the family, Eaton family station wagon there. This must be up at Stoneham. Here's Mom and Dad, Jim and Corrinne, Dave and Bee. Thanks for watching.